Okay, hi. It looks like there's a few people. We've still got a few minutes until class starts. I thought I'd just get up close and personal and chat for a moment. If any of you who are here already don't know me, my name's Elise, Fabricant, and this is my living room in Denver. And my dog is right here on the couch. Hopefully she'll keep napping throughout our class. Thanks, Keith. Hopefully, cross your fingers, this may be my first live streaming class without technical difficulties. I don't want to jinx that. Streaming live is one of the most difficult experiences I've had with teaching yoga. And even though normally I don't get nervous when I teach a regular class anymore after about 20 years of teaching, I definitely feel nervous around 4:25 on Fridays now. But I know we have a different expectation now that we're all streaming things live from our living rooms. And I've actually really enjoyed seeing some of my teachers' houses and their kids and their pets. And so grateful for Yoga Download to continue to offer these free classes for everyone. If you haven't checked them out, I am only one of maybe 10 yoga class teachers for Yoga Download who have regular streaming classes on Yoga Download these days while we're all in shelter in place. And then, of course, there's plenty of free classes through Yoga Download on YouTube. And then the Yoga Download site itself is very accessible. And if you're wanting to buy anything off of it, whether that's a monthly membership or just a single class, you can use my code Elise50 to get 50% off anything. Just checking the time. We got a couple more minutes. The other strange thing about streaming live is that, well, first of all, I can't edit out all my mistakes and bloopers like I could on a normal Yoga Download class. But also, I don't see my students. So I don't know who's there. I'd love it if you wanted to say something in the chat. Just tell us where you're watching from, how your week's been, whatever you might need from me, from Yoga Download. Let me know. Also in the chat box, there'll be a donate now button if you feel like throwing any money my way. Even just $1 or $2 helps. All right, you guys. To get ready for this class, make sure you have some water. It will be a bit of a vigorous class. And then some kind of padding like a towel or a blanket. And we still have a couple minutes, so you could actually put on some nice music, whatever works for you. You're always welcome to look into hi Laura, welcome to get into my Spotify. There's lots of yoga mixes there. Who else is with me? I've seen Keith and Laura. Tell me where you're watching from. We've got just a couple more minutes and then we'll get started. So glad you're here. Hi, oh my gosh, sweet. Ronnie or Roni, watching from Rhode Island. Thank you for chiming in. Yeah, the power of the internet connecting us. So good. All right, so I'm gonna scoot back onto my mat. You may hear Pippa the dog. She's taking a nap right now, but we'll see how long that lasts. British Columbia, hi Maria. Wonderful to have you. Thank you. It makes me feel like I'm not just talking to a box when I know there's people there. All right, you guys. So get yourself some water. I've got a towel here. You might want a blanket, whatever works. And then just come to a comfortable seat. We won't be here for long. Let's take a moment to ground. Close your eyes, lengthen your spine. Find your breath. Breathing in and out through the nose, long, deep, free breath. If it feels appropriate, maybe you can exhale through the mouth a few times. Just let it go. Continue to breathe as I explain a little bit of what to expect for our class tonight. It would be an understatement for me to say that these are hard times. After so many weeks of anxiety and uncertainty, I'm starting to feel my heart harden. So on an energetic level today, we're going to be doing some heart-opening poses. On a physical level, we'll also be opening the front to counteract some of the slump. I don't know about you, but I have been in front of the computer and on my couch so much more than usual, just slumping and slouching. So in order to open the front body, what really has to happen is a strengthening, a tightening, and a shortening of the back muscles. So we'll be really strengthening the back of the body with the objective to open the energetic and physical chest, heart area. Stay with that long, deep breath as you join me on your back. Bend the knees and place the feet close up to the hips. And then take your fingers to your hands for a few, your fingers to your belly for a few more breaths. With your inhalation, allow your belly to expand and press upwards. You'll feel the fingertips move away from each other. And with the exhalation, just allow the belly to drop down towards the earth. Pretty simple, but not always easy. Inhale, expand and balloon the belly. Exhale, soften and contract the belly. Now, as much as possible, this is the breath that I'd like you to use throughout our practice this afternoon. Maybe it's morning where you are. If all you were to do was circulate this deep breath in and out through the nose for the next 45 minutes, that would be enough. That would be wonderful. So if at any point I instruct something in the physical body that you're not comfortable with, feels like too much, or causes pain, just relax and come back to this long, deep breath. From here, let's start to move the body. So with the next inhalation, start to lift the hips up into bridge, and at the same time, sweep your arms all the way up overhead like a big old rainbow. We had a beautiful one here the other night. And then take a moment to stretch your arms all the way up overhead as you lift the hips a little higher. Exhale here as you're ready. With your next inhalation, squeeze your butt a little bit, lift your hips up higher, and reach through the fingers. Then exhale, allow your hips to come down and your arms to rainbow back down towards your sides. Good. Inhale up, same thing, bridge pose. Sweep the arms up overhead, squeeze your butt a little bit, and then match that squeeze with an engagement of the inner thighs, the adductors. Sorry, stuttering. We're here for an extra breath as you lift up, and then exhale, let it all come down. Now we'll pick up the pace and really move with the breath. So flowing bridge pose, inhale up, little tone of inner thighs and butt, reach through the fingers, and then exhale all the way down, so slow and gentle. 2 more times like this. Maybe each time you come up, you feel a little bit more back bend. Exhale down. And last time, really press into the feet. Roll the hips skyward and reach through the fingertips. Exhale, bring it down. Awesome job. Go ahead and cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Lift up your right leg and reach around, grabbing behind the thigh with the hands. Figure 4 stretch, just give it a breath or two right here, feeling the opening through the outer left hip, hopefully. You could press your left knee away from you a little bit. And then start to roll the right femur bone, the thigh bone, around in circles. Almost like you're stirring a big pot of soup with that thigh bone. Switch directions. Yeah, hopefully you're feeling a nice tidy opening through the left hip. From here we'll come into figure 4 twist, so I know this can be a little confusing. You're going to keep the legs right where they are in one unit, just like this, figure 4, and then reach the arms out to the sides. Let the legs come over to the right, so your left foot will come flat onto the floor. I like to take my right hand to my left foot to hold it there. Then I take the hip crease, the left hip crease, down towards the bottom of the mat to feel more lengthening through the left side low back. Then I could reach my left arm up to find even more lengthening through the side waist and turn my head to the left. With the exhalation, release. Place both feet on the ground. Pick up your right foot, cross it over the left thigh, and interlace hands behind the left thigh. Again, for the first breath, or 2, draw your left thigh in towards your chest and press your right knee away. Then start to stir that pot of soup with your left thigh bone. Little circles. Switch direction. And coming into our twist, so keep the figure 4 through the legs, release the arms. Take the legs over to the left, anchor down that right foot with your left hand. Once the left foot is really on the ground, then you could push the once the right foot is on the ground, push the right knee away from you and lengthen the right side waist. Then reach the right arm up and turn your gaze to the right. I hope that feels really good for you guys. Twist, side body stretch, and hip opener all at once. Okay, release. Draw your knees up into your chest and come to a seat. You could rock and roll or push up to the side. Then we'll come into all fours. Let's reunite with that long, deep breath in and out through the nose. Then with the next inhalation, please come to cow pose and hold. Exhale here, feel your back body engage. Inhale again, and with the exhalation, release into cat. Just one breath here. Inhale, cow. So we're opening the front body by engaging the back body. Exhale here. Inhale again, really squeeze. Exhale, cat pose. One more time, just like this. Inhale, cow. Slide the shoulder blades down your back and feel the inside edges of the shoulder blades touch. Here for another inhalation and exhale. Release. So that's the beginning of our back body strengthening. From here, find tabletop, nice long spine. Pull your belly up and in. Don't forget that long, smooth breath, so important. Then lift your right leg up while keeping the hips level. So that means you don't want to lift the leg up so much that the hips get skewed. The leg may not be up very far, that's fine. Keep the hips level, pull the belly in. Then, with the strength of the hamstring and the thut, which is the place right between the thigh and the butt, it's not a real anatomical term, but that's what I call it. From that place, you're going to take little pulses with the leg, maybe just an inch or 2. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Release, right knee down, left leg up. Take a moment to set, pull the belly in, find your breath, square the hips. Then squeeze that place right between the thigh and the butt, the thud, and your hamstring. Strengthening the back of the leg. Let's pulse it out. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. 3 more times, 2 and 1. Good work. Downward facing dog. All right, push it up and back. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. With your next inhalation, lift your heels as high as you can. Exhale, keep the hips lifted and draw the heels close down towards the earth. Inhale, heels high. Exhale, hips high, heels low. One more time like that, just really stretching. And then let's walk the feet forward towards the top of the mat. Now we'll continue with that back body strengthening. With the next inhalation, bring your fingertips to your upper shins. Roll your shoulders back so there's an outward rotation of the upper arm bones. That's what I'm trying to say. From there, really squeeze shoulder blades together, draw them down your back, and feel your entire spinal column light up. Halfway lift. With the next exhalation, let it go. Forward fold. Let's try that again. Fingertips to upper shins. Reach the head forward, roll the shoulders back, squeeze the whole back of the body, and exhale, let it go. One last time, we're engaging the back so that the front can open. So feel it broadening through the collarbones. So stretch your heart forward. And exhale, let it go. Let's go ahead and step the right leg back. Now this is where it could be handy to put a towel or blanket underneath the right knee. We're going to be here for a little bit. Take both hands to the front knee for our first lunge. Draw your hips back quite a lot so that your hip is directly over the right knee. And then take your hand to your right hip and pull it up. You've got a bony part right here, the ASIS. I want you to actually manually pull this up. At the same time, drop your tailbone heavy, knit your rib cage in, and lift the arms. Press your palms together. Go ahead and look up as if you're being pulled up to the ceiling. From here, maybe you'd like to bring the hips forward just an inch or 2 or 3. Big breath into the front body. With the exhalation, draw thumbs to third eye and heart, and then hands to the earth. Step right foot forward and left leg back. Again, feel free to pad that knee. Both hands to the front knee. Pull the hips back. And then draw your left ASIS, the front of the hip, up as you drop the tailbone heavy. Knit the rib cage in. Lift heart, lift hands. Lift the gaze. Really feel as if you're being pulled up, lots of length here, open through the heart, and then draw the hips forward an inch or 2 or 3. One more big breath into the front body, and again, lightly touch third eye, heart, hands to the ground. Come into plank pose by sliding the right leg back, and then from plank, find forearm plank, elbows down. From forearm plank, we'll come right into Sphinx pose, drop the hips. And then with the hands, swipe the floor back towards your hips. Feel your chest broaden and press through the upper arm bones. Feel your shoulder blades slide down the back. Engage your back body. From Sphinx pose, let's try dolphin. So we're going to come up onto the toes, lift the hips like downward facing dog, and start to walk the feet in. This is a bit of a vigorous class. Excuse me while I pant a little bit and talk at the same time. Good work. From dolphin, we can come right into child. So knees come down, hips to heels. Extend your arms out and place your forehead to the ground. This is a good time to catch up with that long, deep, smooth breath. And now we're ready for downward facing dog. Spread open the fingers, lift the hips. Good. In this time in down dog, go ahead and bend your knees quite a lot to lengthen the upper body. Lots of length through the spine, the side waist, the armpits. Keep the length and then start to straighten the legs as much as you can. Go ahead and walk feet forward. From the top of the mat, we'll find a strong halfway lift, fingertips to upper shins, roll shoulders back and squeeze your back. Exhale, forward fold, step right foot back, right knee to the earth. Both hands to the front knee, take your time. Once again, back your hips up. Pull the front of the right hip up as you drop the tailbone heavy, knit the ribs in, reach the arms up overhead. This time, take your hands around an imaginary pull-up bar. Some of you have done this with me before. As you pull yourself down into that imaginary pull-up bar, you can really start to feel the back of the body engage. Feel all the way around the shoulder blades, the rhomboids, the upper traps, the lats. Good. And then slide your hips forward to feel even more stretch through the right frontal hip flexor. Continue to pull your pull-up bar and lean back through the upper body. Woo, good work. Hands come down. Step right foot forward and left foot back. Come into your lunge. Patting the back knee, both hands to the front. Same thing, back the hips up. Pull the left hip up, drop the tailbone heavy. Knit the rib cage in. There's a tendency to let it come out. Let's pull it back in. And then arms come up. Get your pull-up bar and strong arms as you pull down. Feel underneath the armpits engaged. That's the latissimus. Good. Feel the traps, the upper shoulders, the rhomboids between the shoulder blades. Pull. And then hips come forward and you can curl up. Make it really strong. Let the strength of the back body open your heart. And release. Whew. Hands come down. Let's step back, plank pose. Forearm plank. Sphinx pose. Oh. From Sphinx, dolphin. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, walk your feet in. I've got a blanket in my way. From here, bring your feet together. You can stay right here, or you could inhale the right leg up. Exhale it down. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale it down. And then everyone, child's pose. I'm going to take a quick drink of water. You can too if you'd like. Woo, and then we'll all meet in child's pose. Coming back to that long, deep, even breath. That breath that moves the old stuck emotions out of the physical body, out of the energetic body, and then allows room for possibility, potential, and choice. Let's come to downward facing dog. And then just walk feet to hands. Inhale, strong halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale all the way up to standing for the first time. Exhale, palms together. Touch third eye and heart. Close down your eyes. Good. Open the eyes, reach the arms up overhead, and then bend the knees for Utkatasana. From Utkatasana, chair pose, find your pull-up bar, and again, pull it down. Elbows come wide. Feel how as the elbows come wide, the shoulder blades slide down the back body engages, and then the chest can lift, curl back. Good. Now straighten the legs. Keep the pull-up bar going. I know it's a lot. Reach your right arm up and take the left arm down by your side. So we practiced dancer's pose, I think last week, maybe the week before as well. We're going to bring the feet together. Still engaging the back body, just like you did for pull-up bar. Lift up the right foot, but don't grab it. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but my fingers and toes are not actually touching. My hand's going to hover right above the foot. And now the work of this pose is coming from the squeeze of the back body and engagement of the thud and the hamstring. See if you can use your hamstring and thud to lift up the leg, just like you would if you're holding onto the foot. And then creating more of a back bend by squeezing the back body. Then we can tilt forward. I'm still not touching. And then come up. Oh, I don't know about you, but that was a lot of work. Let's take a moment, shake it out. Let it go. Whew. All right, to prepare for the other side, we gotta do our Utkatasana, bend the knees, take the hands up, pull up bar, strengthen back body. Notice how the front body's opening every time we strengthen the back. Then take the left arm out like you're holding a tray and reach the right arm up. Straighten the legs, kick up the left foot, hover. Really engage the back of the leg, your butt, your thud, your hamstring. Then squeeze all the muscles of your back. From there, create a beautiful back bend and feel free to tilt forward. Now you can always hold on to something in these balancing poses. Nice big breath. And release. Give yourself a break. Whew. I don't know if you can see my head, but I'm here. I'm going to take this towel out of the way, grab another drink of water. Okay, continuing on, now we're going to combine some of that back body strengthening with some of the lunging to open up the front of the hip. As we open up the front of the hip, that allows us to open up the chest, the heart. So let's start with crescent. Step your right foot way back and come up onto the toes so your heel is lifted. That will help you draw the right hip forward to square with the small edge of the mat. Then bend deeply through the left knee. You may need to take a little longer stance. Okay, here we go again. Arms come up, grab your pull-up bar. This time we're going to take a little twist. So this will really make you engage your stabilizer muscles. We're going to twist the torso to the left, keeping those cactus arms, the pull-up bar. Now really engage back body, pull the lower belly in, and start to dive your right elbow towards the outside edge of the left thigh. As if you were doing a closed twist, except just like before, we're just going to hover, making sure that the work here is coming from the rotation and engagement of the back body. Now I feel a lot more work through my left foot. Can you feel that? Pull the right inner thigh up to help support, and then come up slowly. Whew. Let go of the arms, step right foot forward, and give yourself a little shake out. Left foot back, crescent. I just like to have some space widthwise between the feet here, especially good if you've got hips. And then bend down deeply through that right knee. Hopefully you're feeling a nice stretch through the left frontal hip flexor. Then the arms come up. Engage as you pull down. Twist to the right. Good. Pull your belly up and in. And from the strength of the upper body, bring the left elbow towards the right thigh. It won't actually touch. You're not using that elbow to crank. You're using all of the muscles of the back body. Good. Come up. Relax the arms. And step forward. All right. Mom, if you're watching, I apologize. We're going to do some warrior poses. I know you don't like them. This next pose you might like a little bit more. So generally, warrior one, we're facing the front of the mat with the back heel down. To me, this cranks the lower back too much. So instead, I've been teaching warrior 1.5. Back heel down, right leg back, right back heel down. And then instead of the pelvis facing straight forward, let's take it off to an angle a little bit. So kind of over the corner of the mat. Then the arms come up. And let's big circle the arms behind. Interlace the hands behind the back. Roll the shoulders back. Press your palms together. Keep the upper back really squeezing and engaging. Keep the chest opening and broadening. Excuse me. Then humble warrior as you dive the body, the upper body down to the inside of the left thigh, and the arms come up overhead. Relax your head and neck. Press for the feet to come up slowly. Good. Unclasp the arms. Prepare for warrior two. So I may need to take a little longer stance. Then, instead of the body facing that corner, we want the whole body to face the long edge of the mat. So I'm going to roll my belly and torso over to the right. Then reach the arms out. For today's purposes, turn your palms up. Keep a little bend through the elbows. Almost like you're holding a couple baskets of good stuff. Then keeping the belly button in the chest, turning towards the right, simply take your gaze over the left hand. Bend a little bit deeper through that left leg. Lift through the heart. Open through the chest. And release. Whew. Straighten that leg, it needs a little break. Then let's switch out the feet. So simply the right foot turns forward, left foot turns back. Let's prepare for warrior 1.5. So again, the hips aren't all the way squared towards the front of the mat or the side of the mat, but sort of in between. I'm gonna catch my breath. Then reach the arms up overhead. Big circle the arms all the way back. Feel the chest opening even here. Then interlace your hands, press palms together. Lift up through the chest before you dive forward, and then use your breath, exhaling into humble warrior. As the chest snuggles to the inside of the knee, let your head hang and draw the arms up and overhead. Press through the feet. Rise. Warrior two. Spinning the entire torso towards the long edge of the mat. Reach the arms up. Soft bend through elbows, palms up. This is a gesture of receptivity. So we're strong warriors, yet also receptive and open. Turn the gaze. Sink the hips. Maybe even curl back a little bit through your chest. and then release. Straighten that right leg. Rotate both feet in so you're slightly pigeon-toed, nice long stance. Interlace hands behind the back once again. Inhale, lift and open the chest. And exhale, forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. Hands come up and overhead. Relax the muscles of your neck. Maybe give yourself a little squeeze between the shoulder blades, a little bit more than you would normally. And then roll some weight forward to the balls of the feet. One last breath. After your complete exhalation, press through the feet and inhale your way all the way up. Yeah, good. Let's come to the top of the mat once again and just take a moment to pause. This time, in standing pose, you could take the hands behind your back in reverse namaste. My shoulder is not allowing that today, so you could also join me with hands to elbows. Whether you've got your palms together or you're grabbing onto your elbows, roll shoulders back, knit your rib cage back, tuck the tailbone under a little bit, and then lift higher through the crown of the head. Close down your eyes. Find your breath. Okay, we're going to do one more standing pose and then we'll bring it down. I'm going to bend my knees anyway so you can see my head. Utkatasana once again. So you've been here before. Once again, you're going to grab your pull-up bar. It should be getting a little bit easier to engage your back body now. Do you feel that? And then one last twist. Right elbow towards the outside of the left thigh. Now it might not touch. Actually, I want you to just hover and feel what it's like to keep sinking the hips, lifting the heart, and rotating from really the engagement, the strength of the back body. Come up. You can straighten. Relax, and then do it again. Bend the knees. Last time here in standing, pull up bar, rotate, keep sinking the hips lower than the heart, even as you bring that left elbow to the right knee. By the way, if you like this class, it's very similar to one I have on Yoga Download called Strong Back and Open Heart. Let's come up, relax. Whew. And then we'll come to the ground by flowing. Inhale, arms up, baby back bend. Exhale, sweep the arms wide as you swan dive forward. One strong halfway lift. Exhale, plank pose. Step back, find your plank. Then let's bring the left hand towards the middle of the mat and a little bit further forward of the shoulder. Rolling into a side plank, bring your left knee down to the ground. So modified side plank. Right arm up, plug the arm down into its socket, and then start to lean back, almost like you're doing a side plank wild thing, full wheel, something or other like this. Now lift that space between the shoulder blades, lift it up. Open the heart, open the arm, and release. Come on back. To find the other side, let's just come right back into plank last time. Then right hand forward and towards the center of the mat. Roll over to right side, right knee down. Left arm comes up. Plug the arm down into its socket first, and then use the engagement of the muscles between the shoulder blades to lift your chest and roll open. Lean back. Take up your space. Stretch it open. And then release. Good job. We are just going to wind it down from here. So go ahead and just come over onto your back now, where we started about 40 minutes ago. Roll on down. Bend the knees and place the feet on the ground. Fingertips to belly. And as you arrive in this pose, notice how you might be feeling different than the first time you were here about 40 minutes ago. Notice especially around your shoulder girdle, heart area, back of the chest. Notice your hips. Come back to your breath. And then hopefully from here you can grab your towel or blanket or whatever you had. And I actually want you to roll it up into a pretty thick roll, something like this. And it's going to go right underneath your sacrum lower back. Now if you don't have a roll, don't worry about it. You can do this pose perfectly fine without. Then we'll stretch the left leg out long and pull the right knee up and in. This is a Panasana, wind relieving pose, really good for digestion. But what I'd like to use it here for is really a lengthening of the left frontal hip flexor. This is essentially like doing a low lunge with a different relationship to the floor, right? So really reach through your left foot. You could flex the foot and lengthen it towards the bottom of your mat. At the same time, use your arms to pull that right knee up and in more. Another moment in time right here. Just slowing things down. Good work, everybody. Switch it out. Left knee up and in. Lots of energy through that right leg as you extend the leg long. Reach through the heel, flex the toes back. And just let your breath wash over your hips. Good. And then release the knee, place both feet on the ground once again so that you can lift your hips, slide the little roll out from underneath, and bring the hips back down. Actually, while we're here, lift the hips up and take them over to the right. We'll do a little spinal twist. You can extend the left leg long, hug the right knee back up and in just like it was before, but this time we're going to tip the right knee across the body and then anchor down through right shoulder and turn the gaze. Just a little twisting action, rinsing and wringing it out. Now that you've opened the chest and strengthened the back body, maybe you can come a little deeper into this twist. With the next inhalation, draw the knee across the body once again. And then both knees. Place the feet on the ground. Lift up your hips, take them way over to the left side. Right leg down, left knee up. Tip the knee across the body. Turn the gaze over the left shoulder and let yourself get heavy. Let that knee come across. We'll do one last sort of restful pose before our final relaxation. So bring the hips back to center. Place the soles of the feet together and allow the knees to drop wide, if that feels okay for your lower back. Bend the elbows like you were in your pull-up bar, but this time just allow your back to soften and your arms to get heavy. Close your eyes. At this point, you may want to relax that long, deep breath and just let the breath be light and easy. Still feeling into the way that the belly rises and falls naturally and organically with the breath. Stay with a sense of heaviness. And you can come into Shavasana by bringing the arms by your sides and straightening out the legs. Or, if you prefer, you could come to a seat and join me in a few moments of seated meditation. Wherever you choose to be is absolutely fine. I just want to make sure you give yourself this time. We'll all come out of it together. So closing down the senses to the outside world. No matter how crazy and chaotic politics, culture, society, people, all of that can be, you always have your own refuge right here in your body and your breath. Now, if you're in Shavasana, you could bring some gentle movement into your body. And then gradually roll to one side and press up to a comfortable seat. We're going to end our class with a mudra, so a hand gesture. So from wherever you are in your seat, place your right hand directly on your chest over your heart that we just opened, at least a little bit. And then the left arm comes up with the palm up. Left arm out, palm up, right palm on the chest. This is a gesture of giving and receiving. So again, you could close down your eyes and just feel this mudra for a moment. And join your palms back at your heart. Such a pleasure to be here with you today. Again, please drop a note in the comments so I can tell who you are and where you're watching from. My name's Elise. I'm going to be doing this here every Friday, 4:30 Mountain Time, through the month of May. If you'd like to drop me a little donation, there's a Donate Now button on one of the pages, or maybe a little spot on the comment bar too. That would be much appreciated. And if you're wanting anything from the Yoga Download site at 50% off, you can use the code Elise50. That also helps me. One last thing, I am a health and wellness coach, and starting a week from today, I'll be running a 14-day cleanse. This is a very gentle and supportive experience to reset your eating habits. If you're at all interested, you can find me on Facebook or Instagram. I'm very easy to find. I'm the only Elise Fabricant in the world, and I'd love to hear from you. So 1 week from today, May 1st, we'll be starting a 14-day detox cleanse, and I'd love to have you. Thanks, you guys. Namaste. Bye.